This Pokémon Red Game Boy game is worth about $65 if it's working, but this one has been totally destroyed by a dog. And I mean destroyed. It actually doesn't look that bad from the outside, but if you look right here, there's like this bump, and I think that's like a chip underneath. So it's been bitten on so hard that it's like bitten almost through the plastic. But I still want to put this into a Game Boy and just see what it does. All right, here we go. Oh, we actually get a little bit of a Nintendo logo, but it definitely doesn't work. Also, it's kind of funny that I picked a console that has some dog bites in it too. Okay, let's open this thing up and check the inside. All right, and these just have one game bit screw on the back. It's the smaller one, 3.8 maybe. And we just move this forward. There's nothing rattling other than the board. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a problem. Let me get under the microscope so you can see this chip better. And also, look at how far, like, those dog bites went really far into the plastic right there, so that's crazy. Same on this, look at that. And starting down at the bottom, all of this looks fine. Even the battery looks fine, but then when we get up here, this, you can see, this is what all these traces are just broken. And then the real problem is this. Look at this chip. It's broken in like 5 different ways. The entire chip is just broken, just snapped, I was gonna say in half, but more like in quarters. So we need to find a replacement chip. And the best way to do that is to get a game that has this chip in it. So we've got MBC3A. So I need to find a game that has that in it, and I'll swap that over. Also, I want to take a closer look at this chip once we remove it. So we'll do that here in a minute. Let's see if we can find a game that has this chip in it though. One of the good ways to find these chips is in Japanese games that sometimes are a little bit cheaper than US games. So this game supposedly has that chip in it. I want to make sure the game actually works though. So let's see if it works first, and then we'll take it apart and make sure it actually has that chip. Good, so I don't know what that means. Okay, so this game clearly works. Yeah, okay, good. I have no idea what this game actually is, but that's the start of it anyway. Okay, now we gotta see if this has that same chip though, so we can swap it over. And MBC3A, perfect, that's the exact chip that we need. Now some of you are gonna say, why don't we just use this board and replace these chips or place these chips onto this board? And the reason I'm not doing that is because this chip won't fit on here. This chip over here has too many pins, too many legs, so that one doesn't fit here. What I'm actually gonna do is just use an entirely new motherboard. So this motherboard will work for all of these chips. So I'm gonna place all of these chips onto this board, and then we'll have a brand new board that will work great. I also am gonna replace the battery. I might actually use a battery holder for this too. So let's start with this chip, and I'm gonna remove that. I wanna have a look at the inside of this chip a little bit more and just see the damage it's done, and then we will get to building this board. All right, I'm gonna use my hot air soldering station to heat all the pins, all these little legs of this chip at the same time. And then I'll be able to just pull that right off. There we go. Now while I'm here, might as well remove this chip because we're gonna need to do that. And get it off of here so we have it to put onto the new board. There we go. All right, and here we have a close-up of that chip with it removed. And you can see it's cracked all the way even onto the back. This little piece is even missing. So what I'm gonna do is actually sand this down so we can get a little better look at the inside of this chip. So there you can see the cracks even closer. We got one big crack right down the die of the main chip right here. I'm gonna grind this off a little bit more. There you go. Now we can see it a little bit closer. So that leg goes right into the main chip right here. So this chip is actually the entire chip, and then these legs just come off of it. So when it's cracked like this, it just breaks all those legs and breaks the chip itself. All right, well, I think it's time to move on and start building this board. Okay, we've got our battery. I'm not gonna do a battery holder because I don't have the low profile ones that fit in these games. So just gonna do a battery that's gonna go here, and then we just need to transfer all these chips over. Now the first thing I wanna do is apply flux to all these pins and then put some solder on these pads to tin them. And then I'm gonna use my hot air soldering station to remove the chips from here and put them on here. Now also, I don't need to tin all the pads, only the pads that actually have components on them over here. So here, 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 these two little guys right here. So we need to do those ones. So I just gotta pay attention to that as I'm going and make sure I don't tin pads that don't need it. I mean, that's not an emergency. It's fine if I do that, but you guys will let me know so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, this one, flux right there, right here, right here, right here. Now I'm gonna use my large soldering iron and just go over each of those pins with some solder. And that will flux it up. Okay, and what do we think? How does that look? I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna put some deoxit on these pins because I wanna start out right, make sure they're nice and clean and ready to be read by the game cartridge slot. So I'm gonna put some on my cotton bud first, and then on the pins, rub it around. There we go. No, wipe most of it off. Okay, now, one thing I want to try to do with these shell pieces is I would like to try and like press these dog bite marks back out a little bit because I don't want them pressing on these new chips and eventually breaking. So let's try and do that now. I think what I'll try to do is heat them up just a little bit so the plastic softens and then push the plastic back down with this metal tool. Okay, so that sort of worked. It kind of like pushed out on the shell a little bit, but not enough to really notice. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see this shell is kind of like bowed just a little bit. So that was sort of successful, but the main thing is that these bumps are less now, so it shouldn't interfere with putting this board back in, you know, hopefully. All right, so will the board fit in here? Oh yeah, That fits really nice in there. That looks great. Okay, now we need to see if this will fit on though. Oh yeah, look at that. That works really good. Okay, let's put the screw in and then it'll be time to test. I really hope this works. It's a lot of work to do this, but at the same time, like saving these games that have damage like this is really satisfying. Okay, screw goes in fine. There we go. Game is nice and secure. All right, let's plug it in and see if it works. Okay, was all that work worth it? We're about to find out. Good Nintendo logo. Good. It is looking good. And there we go. So Pokemon Red is fully working. All that work was definitely worth it. If you like this type of video, I made a video where I fixed every Pokemon game. I'll put a link for that video up on your screen now so you can come hang out with me over there and see how many of those I could fix. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one.